bring you some analysis now on the situation in Guinea. We are joined by Paul Ejime, a global affairs expert and a consultant to ECOWAS on peace and security, communications, the media and elections. Paul, thank you so much for joining us. Now, unlike other regional blocs, it seems that ECOWAS has been rather proactive in matters of peace and security. Even so, the region remains relatively unstable. What is missing in ECOWAS's approach that would help to avoid these military takeovers?
Thank you for having me. You are right that ECOWAS, of all the regional economic communities, blazed the trail in, peace and security. Remember, they settled the crisis in Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and other places. And they have the instrument, or if you talk about protocol, on good governance and democracy that has zero tolerance for this type of coup or taking power by any other means than constitutional means. But what has happened over the last 10 years is that we have seen a situation where even ECOWAS itself, the AU and other pro-democracy organizations have either endorsed or turned a blind eye to what some people now call constitutional coups. Because that is what. So what happened in Guinea looks like a counter coup. The politicians are carrying out constitutions, coups against their constitutions by changing it to third terms or to cling on to power. And then the military now came up with their own coups. The people are caught up in the middle. So I think ECOWAS will have to ratchet up his own strategy. There is no, insufficiency of protocol to deal with that, but the political will. The leadership at ECOWAS will now have to go back to the drawing board and see what it was doing in the last 20 years or so.
Indeed.
Before I talked about last 10 years that has been the challenge, to make sure that politicians are not allowed to change constitutions like they are changing, whatever. It is not allowed, and then allowing people to run roughshod over the people, the leaders.
And Paul, let's take a look at the African Union for a moment. Its response to this crisis and others has been put into question. There are those that suggest that the Union is complacent, that it really doesn't go very far beyond simply condemning these events. What is your view on the AU's level of action and response?
It is insufficient, and even it's ineffective. I think it falls with what I was saying about ECOWAS. And remember that the AU is supposed to be supported by what you call the regional economic communities like ECOWAS. They are sitting there. They will send observers to observe elections. But before an election, what happens? They will watch things get out of hand, and then until the military takes over before you begin to condemn. That is allowing the horse to bolt from the stable, and then you begin to chase. It makes no sense. That is chasing shadows. I think they will have to start from before elections are held, to be able to know whether the environment, they talk about level playing field, whether the ingredients are there for you to have elections with integrity. Because if you don't have credible elections, this is what the kind of result that you have. And then where you have corruption or nepotism and all that, bad governance, these are the results.